Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Curacao. It's the Dutch Caribbean Isle right in the middle of the ABC Islands, the only 3 islands you will find in the Caribbean Southwest. Curacao, with its wonderful white beaches, the clearest water you can imagine, where you can truly see forever. Welcome again. My name is Orlando Quales, and I take great pleasure in welcoming you to tonight's presentation by Curaçao's Stuntman Foundation, Monster Madness 92. Welcome to ESPN's Challenge of Power in Curacao. Welcome again. My name is Orlando Quales, and I take great pleasure in welcoming you to tonight's presentation by Curaçao's Monster Madness 92. Welcome to ESPN's Challenge of Power in Curacao.
Tonight, we have brought to Curacao 6 of the most awesome monster trucks ever imported to an island in the Caribbean, competing for the title of Curacao World Champion. Side-by-side competition on the double endurance course. The Monster Madness trucks include Bigfoot, Carolina Crusher, King Crunch, No Problem, Taurus, and Snakebite. Plus the car-eating Transilla. For fairness, the monster trucks will first run time trials for pairing, plus a return show-off run. First on the line for today's Monster Madness competition is the Carolina Crusher, a 1,400 horsepower Chevrolet Silverado built in Wadesboro, North Carolina, and piloted by Gary Wiggins.
Well, on coming a trip this far away, you really got to do a lot of thinking and sitting down, really, because you don't really know what you're going to break. You can't pick up anything on the island, so we try to bring everything we need if something will break on the truck, like one of each. The stuff that we figure might break, like axles and stuff, we try to bring 2 of each. It's really a hard decision on what you break. You hope that you got everything, and if you don't, you hope that one of your competitors have it, and maybe you can borrow it from them.
Gary has pushed the 496 fuel-injected Chevy to a solid qualifying time of 3.66 seconds. It'll be a tough time to match, but there's no better challenger than one of the all-time great monster trucks, the legendary Bigfoot, with Dan Runty at the wheel.
We come halfway across the country just for the simple fact that these people are into it as much as everybody else is, and I think they enjoy it as much. Plus, we have to widen this sport as much as we can to get the enjoyment of people, or for people, I should say, as far as what's going on and what's happening in the sport.
And Bigfoot's Ford power plant is up to the challenge. Bigfoot has paid a price early in the competition with a couple of blown tires. Showing off has caused the popular car to lose a little hot air, but that should be no problem. And speaking of no problem, John Moore is ready to stand up to Bigfoot with another monster Ford, an 1,100 horsepower Bucking Bronco.
With the enthusiasm that showed here and all the people that have come out, this truck is going to go all out every day that it's run. For as hard as it is, for whatever it takes, we're going to do 110% for these people down here. I enjoy coming here. This is not my first time here. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to do a good job for them.
He may have a problem, but we'll just have to wait and see. There he goes. John lost nearly a full second to the Carolina Crusher, and that could be a costly margin. Is he going to be snake bit? With its flashing eyes and fangs, Snakebite is not only a real crowd pleaser on the monster truck circuit, but its mysterious driver, Colt Cobra, is a hit with the fans too. And Colt is coiled and ready to strike.
Now, here in Curacao, I believe that monster truck racing is really taken on. This is my first time here. I know monster trucks have been here in the past. So far, I really enjoy it. The fans are really enthusiastic. Even though I don't understand everything they say, there is a universal language being spoken here. I think everybody really enjoys it and it's here to stay.
Let's see if this mystery man lives up to his reptile legend. Not only is Snakebite a favorite of these Curacao fans, but he proves the 1,000-horsepower Ford packs a little venom, too, with a sizzling 4.18-second run that appears good enough to keep him in the thick of the action for today's Polar Monster Madness competition. Is somebody going to come forward and stop the snake? Well, if anybody can, it would be the mighty King Crunch. Everything bigger than life in Texas, and that's where King Crunch calls home. Rob Grossman is hanging on to 1,000 horses under the hood, and there's no doubt he's raring to go.
I have never seen such an enthused crowd as what I have over here. I mean, I'm real impressed with the crowd that we got and the turnout of people. It's impressive.
The King may have had a few problems on that run. He's posted the slowest time so far. But in the world of monster trucks, anything can happen. The races are measured in fractions of seconds. So Rob's 4.57 could still be close enough to keep him in striking distance. Still, there's one more to go, and there's no doubt who the crowd favorite is today. This big Chevrolet is #1 with the fans in the Dutch Caribbean, and is no doubt a favorite for the final. Jack Coleman, owner of Taurus, has been here for 5 years.
No, it's definitely extra worry when you're out of the country like this. We carry a lot of spare parts with us, but you just don't know what may give away, you know. It may be that piece that you don't have. And, yes, that's a big concern, but even though that is a big concern, we still give them the 110% as they expect.
Endon Depew, driving Taurus, is the one to beat at this 5th running of Monster Madness. But the big GMC is up against some of the top contenders in the circuit. .58 seconds makes Taurus the #1 qualifier today, and the fans are loving it. Endon Depew, driving Taurus, is the one to beat. Is he going to get stomped by Bigfoot, or will the local fan favorite be snakebit before the day is out?
So that is tonight's qualifying round. We'll be right back with ESPN's Challenge of Power. Monster Madness 92 from Curacao.
The first big test of today's Polar Monster Madness #5 is coming up in a matter of seconds, as each competitor, paired by their qualifying times, goes head-to-head, side by side, over hills and cars in a race for the championship. The trucks have to weigh at least 10,000 pounds. And these monsters all run on gas or alcohol fuel. There's no nitro in monster car competition. So what you're seeing is raw four-wheel drive power. It's awesome and it's risky, but the drivers are well protected with helmets, neck braces, and fire retardant suits and gloves. Taurus and Snakebite are lining up for the first run. And here it goes. Who won? It's hard to tell with the way the dirt's flying here at Curaçao's Polar Stadium. And we'll have to take another look while the fans hold their breath. It was a close run. Will the favorites stay alive? And there it is, Taurus by a tire length. They don't get any closer than that.
Great run, great crowd again in Curaçao.
Yes, the crowd is wonderful. You know, the track's feeling pretty good. You know, the truck's handling real well. Snake was right there, but Taurus came out in front.
You're really pressing it a lot today.
Yeah, you know, it's the truck's handling real nice, you know, and the people's behind you when the people's behind you just makes you go, you know, and Jack's back here running the show and can help look at the truck, you know, everything just run real smooth.
Okay, lots of success to you.
Thank you.
Some of the folks here have been thinking all along that Bigfoot would be the strongest of today's challengers. But no problem, as the fast qualifier in the first round losers bracket poses a serious challenge to the legendary Ford monster truck. As you can see by what's happened so far, anything can happen on one of these tracks. We've already seen some tires blow, and a lot can depend on something as simple as how a truck lands on the ground. Let's watch. It looks like it might have been no problem for Bigfoot to stay in contention. But seeing is believing, and we're just going to have to take one more look at that to be sure. We ain't pitching horseshoes here in the Dutch Caribbean, and nothing is a given. And Bigfoot it is. Folks, we could be heading to the biggest showdown in the history of this competition.
So, Dan, that was quite an exciting ride here in this Curaçao night.
Thank you. I appreciate that. These tracks are hard to figure out, but we're doing good.
How tougher is it than the regular tracks you're on?
This one's a little tougher because of the distance between the two sets of cars. In the United States, when we run, they usually have between 80 and 100 foot, and the first set of cars amounts to 5. The second is 10. So this track's a little different. You got to change your shifting pattern a little bit. Ford Bigfoot's really working good.
Does it really make you jump higher?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with the ramp. It doesn't really have, the distance in between the cars doesn't really have to do with it. It's the way the ramps are built is how high the truck goes.
Good luck for the rest of the competition.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, Dan Ruddy, Bigfoot.
Since the Carolina Crusher was third in overall qualifying, you'd think this should be a fairly easy run over King Crunch. But nothing's guaranteed in monster truck racing. Rumor has it that the North Carolina Chevrolet has had some engine problems, which could wipe out that 1 second advantage he's holding right now over King Crunch. It looks like the crowd is thinking upset, but we'll all just have to wait and see if Gary Wiggins has cleared up those earlier problems. Uh-oh, it's fairly obvious something's wrong with the Crusher. And I guess we've got that upset after all. So it looks like King Crunch is going to move up to battle again in the semifinals. Maybe it's the warm Caribbean climate, maybe it's skill, or maybe we're talking about just plain old good luck.
Rob Roseford of King Crunch. That was quite an upset you scored.
Well, it feels good to be in the winner's circle for this weekend. As much troubles as I've had with the truck. Unfortunately, Carolina Crusher happened to come to the line with some breakage, too. So I did get the win, though, and I feel real good about that.
How do we continue from now?
Well, I don't know how they're going to pair them up. This is first round. We got second round to come. Hopefully, I'll get paired up with the truck. They're all competitive vehicles. I hope I get matched up with one I can run with. But I would like to thank On Carousel. They're exceptionally good people that's made this whole weekend comfortable for us.
Good luck to you for the rest of the competition.
Thank you for having us here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that ends round one of the competition here of Monster Madness, brought to you by Stuntman and Curacao. You stay with us. We'll be back at ESPN Challenge of Power from Curacao in lovely Caribbean.
To the semifinals here at Polar Stadium in magnificent Curacao. And Torres, who almost got snake bit in the first round, appears ready to take on the challenge of the surprising King Crunch. A better-than-expected run by the King could spell yet another upset in today's Monster Madness, changing the whole complexion of what has already been a truly exciting day. We'll have to take another look at that one, but it didn't appear to be all that close. At least not as close as it could have been. But in monster truck racing, it's close enough. And it wasn't.
But Eldon, that exciting ride put you right in the finals.
Yeah, we're here one more time. We've got it from last night, and here we are again. Hopefully we can come out on top again.
How do you feel the truck is responding?
Truck's actually responding real well. It's a little rough on the second set on the landing, but it's getting a little bit of air there, and it's taking it pretty well. Hopefully.
You know you are the great favorite of the people of Curacao, and we're watching you for the great final in another few minutes.
Yeah, I hope I don't let them down. You know, they're pumping me up, and I'm going to keep on going.
Way to go. All the best to you.
Thank you.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. The possible setup to a showdown to beat all showdowns. The legendary Bigfoot. The truck, they say, started it all. Bigfoot's got to get past one of today's surprise top contenders, though. And if you'd ask John Moore right now if he could beat Bigfoot, he'd likely tell you, no problem. As for Bigfoot, well, forget about the purse or the trophy. This one is for bragging rights. And here they go. And Bigfoot rises to the challenge. Boy, you can feel the excitement rising. We're going to have to look at that one again.
Bigfoot really put his best foot forward on this run.
Yeah, it was running good. I've been shifting a little early. Talked to Elizabeth, my crew person, and she said, try shifting a little later into third over this first set of cars, see if you don't pick up a little speed, and it did.
Quite a big surge after the second jump in.
Yeah, it was. These new trucks, though, Bob Chandler's got them pretty well dialed in. They land real well, and this truck seems to be working really well tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
So now, Torres and Bigfoot, you're really going to go for a piece of the heart of the people of Curacao in this final.
Yeah, I guess we got to sooner or later, so it might as well be tonight. I don't know. It might turn out good. It might turn out bad, but I can't blame the truck for anything. The truck's running good.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bigfoot to the finals tonight.
Monster trucks aren't the only excitement in the Polar Stadium today. How about just plain monsters, like the car-eating Tranzilla? of this bizarre attraction, and Monster Madness makes kids a #1 priority in their family-oriented shows. The only shows on the circuit aimed at all ages. Things couldn't have turned out better in beautiful Curacao today if you'd written a script. Fans have been waiting all year for the big showdown, and here it is. Taurus, the most popular contender in the Caribbean, lines up against the legendary Bigfoot, the granddaddy of all monster trucks, in a winner-take-all showdown. This will be one they'll be talking about for years to come. Two of the best, Ford versus Chevy, pride versus history. Nearly 3,000 horsepower between them. This is the race of races in monster truckdom, and here they go. Oh man, it's out of the pits in a blaze of thunder, and nearly over before you know it in a spectacular photo finish. Who won? The legend? The favorite? It's just too close to call, folks. Man, oh man, it just doesn't get any better than this.
So Taurus wins it all with that magnificent ride we just saw. How did it feel like?
Oh, it feels excellent. You know, the crowd's behind you. You just want to go. I want to thank everybody for having me here. I want to thank Stuntman Promotions. I want to thank Jack Willman for giving me the opportunity to drive his truck. And thank everybody involved.
Bigfoot really stepped on the gas there.
Oh, yeah, Bigfoot's one of the toughest competitors out there. You know, we always run hard, and sometimes he's there, sometimes I'm there, but tonight I'm here.
Wasn't that the best race you had of all the races you had here in Curacao?
Yes, it was a very good race, very close race. Probably, like you said, one of the best.
So Alvin Depew of Granite City, Illinois, with Taurus, is the winner of the Monster Madness in Curacao. And Tony will give him... Taurus is the champion of Monster Madness 92 in Curacao in the Dutch Caribbean.